First off this morning with the presentation is going to be Yvonne Johnson. So Yvonne, welcome, and the mic is all yours.
Thank you. We're very excited to be here, and we would like to start our presentation with a short video that explains a little bit about our organization. You saw a little bit of our history in that video. We're going to give you a little bit more information. When Zoe Swanigan bought a Born-Free Class C motorhome in the early 1980s, she and Laverne King hit the road. They spent the next 7 years traveling from Alaska to Mexico and all over the U.S. But what they missed in their travels were seeing other women travelers. When a woman came up to them in the Outer Banks of North Carolina and asked if they were traveling together in that RV up there, she was overjoyed when they said yes. "Thank God I found you," she said. "I thought I was the only woman traveling around in an RV." Her husband and son had recently died, and all she wanted to do was get out and travel. The three traveled together for the next month, but Laverne and Zoe soon realized that there might be other women traveling in RVs and missing that connection also. At an Escapees annual convention, they got permission to put up a note asking any women traveling alone to come to a meeting. 16 women came to the meeting, and by the end of it, they had decided to start a newsletter with information on how to connect to each other on the road. That was in 1991, and from that small meeting and newsletter, an organization was formed that stretches across the United States and includes members from Canada, as well as a few internationally. RVing Women held their first rally that June in Ashland, Oregon. About 30 women came. Other rallies were held, and soon they were going on across the country. Articles on the group soon appeared in Ms. Magazine, Trailer Life, USA Today, and many local papers. Eventually, there were thousands of members and 70 rallies being held each year across the United States. For nearly 30 years, the organization has continued to offer women RVers a chance to travel together, form friendships, and help each other out. RVW eventually became an organization for social, recreational, and educational purposes. As the group's executive director explained, RVW is such a good way for women to find their own power, their own ability to build their self-confidence by getting out with other women and learning how to do something you know nothing about. Women who join have gone from being scared and saying, "I used to travel with my husband, but that isn't possible now. So I've gotten in the RV and driven clear across the country. What do I do next?" That has changed to being one of those women who can handle whatever comes up on the road. Learning how to RV is a big part of RVing Women. Over the years, there have been maintenance workshops, driving schools, and RV tech tips at rallies and in the magazine. But the social part is also important. Rallies offer women a chance to visit, share meals, hike together, kayak, and go to national events like the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta as a group of women RVers. Since that first Oregon gathering, rallies have been held in nearly every U.S. state. RVing Women have even traveled from Mexico throughout Alaska. Many rallies are held at national, state, and regional parks, while others are at a private RV park or resort. Some rallies offer complete hookups, and others have few or no hookups. One unique tradition is the group's annual Quartzsite Boondocking Rally. Held every year in January since 1992, the group has been meeting at the same spot in the Arizona desert for the last 29 years. At times, there have been more than 100 rigs and more than 150 women attending this annual gathering. Quartzsite is a special place for another reason. It is there, in 2012, that a group of women developed a special memorial garden for RVW members who have passed. More than 100 women have been honored with a name plaque on the rocks that surround the memorial garden. Each year, a special ceremony is held during the Quartzsite Rally to place the latest names. Honoring those women, many of whom have been in the organization since it began, is important. The organization is led totally by member volunteers. From the volunteer board of directors to the officers who lead the 17 chapters that make up RVW, all are volunteer. Without chapter activities and the involvement of hundreds of women, there would be no RVing Women. Since the organization began in Arizona, it makes sense that the Arizona chapter is one of the oldest. But the largest chapter was formed just a few months later and is made up of women from Washington and British Columbia. Other chapters are state-based, like the Florida chapter and Texas Rambling Roses, while some are areas of the country, like Mid-America, Rocky Mountain, and Ohio River Valley. California has two chapters, Freewheelers for women in the northern part of California, and Sojourners for the southern part of the state. Then we have chapters for members in unique categories, like the Full-Timers chapter for those who live in their rigs, and a Solo Travelers chapter, which started in 2001 for those who are single travelers. Members must join the national organization and are then encouraged to join one or more chapters in order to take advantage of the camaraderie and connections that each chapter offers. As our mission statement says, we exist to provide women RVers, regardless of race, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or financial status, a supportive network and the opportunity to enjoy the RVing lifestyle in a safe and knowledgeable manner. We invite you to learn more about this amazing organization.